Hello everyone. Welcome to my tutorial where I'm going to try to educate you guys on computers and how they are built. We live in an age where most people depend on computers for work or school. However, few people know what actually goes on inside the case. Today, I'm going to show you. Inside of a computer, there are only a small number of components. The most important parts to remember are the motherboard, the processor, the video card, the memory, and the power supply. These are the meat and potatoes of a computer. Each part has their own purpose, and they come together to make a working PC. The processor, or CPU, is the brains of the computer. The graphics card, or GPU, renders images. The power supply provides power. The memory, or RAM, processes short-term information. And finally, the motherboard connects them all together. While it is nice to know what all of these parts do, I know you guys came here to learn how to put the parts together. The first step will be to prep the motherboard. The easiest thing to start with is the CPU. We are going to insert it into the CPU socket on the motherboard. It is important to be careful to not break the pins. One bent pin could stop the PC from working. There are arrows on the CPU and motherboard that must be aligned. After that, we can pull down the safety bar to lock the CPU in place. The last thing to do is to apply thermal paste on top of the CPU so that we can attach the CPU cooler. The thermal paste works to transfer the heat from the CPU to the cooler so that it doesn't overheat. In this video, you can see me inserting a CPU into the CPU socket and pulling down the safety bar. The second step is to put the RAM in. There are slots, usually positioned vertically, where the memory sticks will go. After making sure that the slots are unlocked, by flipping the switches up on the top and bottom, we can push down on the RAM until we hear a snap. The snap indicates that the RAM is locked in. As we watch this video, you'll see the RAM snap into place. This specific build had 2 sticks of RAM, but some can have 4 or even 8. The motherboard is now all set, and we can move on to the case. We are going to start putting the computer together in the case. After screwing down the motherboard into the case, there are only a few steps left. The graphics card is the easiest part when it comes to building computers. There are slots that run horizontally where the GPU can be placed, as it has the same switch mechanisms as the RAM slots. Be extra careful with the graphics card, as it is usually the most expensive part. The power supply and the fans are the last parts to get screwed into the case. When those are done, the wires are the last part of the plant. By connecting all of the wires to either the motherboard, the power supply, or the graphics card, we have finished building it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys learned something, and I will see you in the next one.